The following program is a PodcastOne.com production.
From Hollywood, California, by way of the Broken Skull Ranch, this is the Steve Austin Show.
Give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Now, here's Steve Austin.
Right now, I'm in the crib. It's about 2:45. Here in about an hour and a half, I'm going to head out and make my way to a deer stand. Weather out here is a little bit overcast, about 60 degrees. It's going to be a good day to be in a deer stand. Hey, folks, hope this podcast is catching you in a good place. It's been a good week for me. I started off this week going down to Tulsa, Oklahoma, flying on the WWE Jet, getting a chance to sit down one-on-one and talk to my old boss, Vince McMahon, the chairman and the CEO of WWE. And I got a chance to be on the WWE Network live, and it was a lot of fun. And for those of you that did not get a chance to see this because you do not have the WWE Network, you're going to get a chance to listen to this podcast this coming Tuesday on the Steve Austin Show, family friendly. This Tuesday on the Steve Austin Show, I talk with Vince McMahon, the chairman and CEO of WWE, and we had a good time going down memory lane, talking about a few issues, some topics at hand, and was able to get into some depth and detail with a few things, but with respect in regards to some of the legalities of a few issues, couldn't pry any further than we did, but nonetheless, it was a great conversation. It was very well received on my Twitter account, Steve Austin BSR. For you fans that listen out there through PodcastOne and iTunes, that show will be available this Tuesday. Hey, I got a house full of dogs. They're all sleeping right now. They're tired as hell. We've had family over here for the last seemingly about a week. I'm burned out. My liver needs a break. The house is cleaned up. We got everything back to normal. I'm getting back on my weight training project, cutting back on the beer. Ted Fowler and I are going to talk about that here very briefly. But my wife is standing by right now, and actually she's not really standing. She's sitting, and she didn't even know she was going to be part of the open of this illustrious podcast. Kristen, welcome to the Steve Austin Show. How goes it?
Fabulous, Steve.
How you doing? Did you have a good workout a while ago? I noticed you out there doing some lunges, and you was over there doing your weight workout. What'd you train today?
I did chest and tries, but I always warm up with lunges and squats.
Now, why do you warm up with lunges and squats?
Because my legs are sore from my leg workout, and I thought I'd get some blood flowing in there.
Okay, now, we've been out here for what? We're going on 2.5 weeks out here at Broken Skull Ranch out here in the middle of nowhere. Now, normally you go work out on the weights 3 times a week, and then you do, 5 nights of Zumba?
Yeah.
So, and then you do your kickboxing class.
Mm-hmm.
How bad are you jonesing off the Zumba stuff?
I am jonesing.
Okay, so what if I put you on an airplane tomorrow, you go hang out in Los Angeles for a couple of weeks and fly you back for Christmas?
No, that's okay.
So you're going to stay here with me and the dogs?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, you've been going out in the deer stand lately, and you're not a hunter. And everybody thinks, hey, man, when you go out to the ranch or you go out somewhere, you got to have a gun, you got to shoot a deer. You're a vegetarian, you're not a hunter, but you enjoy being out in a deer stand. You seen any good deer lately?
Well, what I can consider a good deer is different from what you consider a good deer.
Well, you know, it was interesting. You and I sat in the same deer stand the other day. We were trying to see a big buck that I'd seen the night before, and I tried to take some pictures of the deer, but I had my camera on the wrong setting, so all the pictures turned out bad.
Wait, can you go back for 1 second?
Yeah.
It was you, me, Moolah, and Hershey in a very small deer stand, and it was really hot.
Man, this deer stand is 12 feet. This deer stand is 12 feet off the ground. So normally, you know, when I'm hunting by myself, I'll go up the stairs, I'll put in my gun and my backpack down, then I'll go down and get Hershey and carry an 80-pound dog up the stairs. So this time I carried, you know, Hershey up, Kristen went up, then I carried Moolah
You carried
up.
me up, too.
Yeah, no, I don't think I can carry your ass up. I might have to get on the gas. So anyway, we was crowded in there. And we was waiting for this big buck to show up, which I'd seen the night before. A hell of a damn deer. And my pictures turned out like shit, so you had brought your video camera.
Yeah.
And I still got to go get into town and get a damn video camera. That's what I'm mad about. I ain't got nothing to video with. But anyway, so we're waiting on this damn deer. And you're looking over here, and then when you turn your head from left to right, you really turn your head fast. I'd like for you to work on turning your head a little bit slower with the smooth type motion so that, you know, you don't see all that movement. And then you reach up with your left hand, and you have the ability to scratch like way there back between your collarbones. And then you use your right hand, you do the same scratch, and then you turn your head from side to side to crack your neck. it makes for a lot of damn movement in the stand. And so...
Oh, so that's the reason why he didn't show up.
No, I don't know if that's the reason why he didn't show up, but I was just trying to tell you. I said, can you not move so much? Because, man, when I'm in a deer stand, I'm just sitting there, chilled out like a motherfucker. I mean, I'm like a sniper. Barely see me move. And then you're over there, I mean, you might have been waving a white flag around. Don't come out, don't come out. I wasn't going to shoot the damn deer. I just want to take a picture of him.
They never seem to bother with me. Em and I went out in the stand the other night. We watched YouTube videos and sang songs the whole time. There's plenty of deer around.
Just remind me not to go behind you in a deer stand, because these days, I mean, it was just like every year. I mean, the deer come out and they look right in the deer stand to see if anybody's there. The deer are pretty goddamn smart.
They don't bother with me, though.
They don't bother with you because they know you're not packing a gun.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so you've been kind of fortunate. And see, here's another thing. We pulled up to this particular deer stand, and I park about 150 yards away. And Kristen says, what are we doing? I said, what do you mean what we're doing? We're parking a goddamn buggy right here. She goes, oh, well, normally I just drive her up to the stand. So my wife drives the damn Polaris Ranger up to the deer stand, walks 5 feet, and gets in a damn deer stand.
Yeah.
I parked the fucking buggy in the brush so that the deer can't see it and look at it and assume, not only assume, but identify that there's an unknown object that's not supposed to be there right by the deer stand.
Well,
it's called stealth. STEALTH, Kristen.
I think they're fine with me with the buggy right there.
Okay. Anyway, hey, we've had family and friends here for the last damn week. Are you happy finally everybody's gone home so we can get back into a rhythm? And that being said, of course, we love seeing the family.
Oh, yeah, we had a great time.
But goddamn.
It's a lot of cooking and cleaning.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of on strike right now from cooking too much.
Well, what are we going for dinner? We're making a ham and cheese sandwich?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got some peanut butter and jelly, too.
Here's what you do when you got a wife that won't cook. All you got to do is drink about 6 IPAs. That's 1,000-calorie dinner.
Oh, there you go.
See? And then for dessert, bust out some of those jumbo-sized Frito scoops.
Oh, no.
And a little canister of that damn liquid cheese.
Oh.
It's kind of like almost solid, but it's liquid. That's like crack cocaine.
Yeah, it is bad.
And do we still have some of that?
Yes, we do. And I wrote on there, highly addictive.
Oh, see, here's the thing. We had some of that damn cheese in the refrigerator. My wife tried to play a rib on everybody because we always talk about how highly addictive this stuff is. And so Kristen gets out a pen and she goes, and on the label of the cheese bottle, jar, whatever you call it, it says, danger, highly addictive. But
I left the C out.
She left the C out and the T. No, you left the T in. But anyway, she spelled highly additive. So then it went from her playing a joke on everybody that the stuff was highly addictive into the fact that she can't spell. And my wife is a great
It wasn't
speller.
a misspelling. It wasn't. I just forgot the letter. That's all.
Okay, but if you were trying to spell a word but spell another word, then you misspelled the word you were trying to spell.
But really, that word is.
It didn't work, Chris, and you ribbed yourself.
No.
Highly additive.
There's a lot of additives in it, too.
Oh, yeah, but that wasn't the point of the rib. The point of the rib was it's supposed to be highly addictive.
Okay, additive, addictive, same thing.
No, it's not. So anyway, you ribbed yourself, and everybody was laughing at you.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So you got a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
So you going to go sit in a stand tonight?
I'm not sure yet because the last couple nights it's been so quiet. There are not too many deer coming out. Well,
the reason is deer ain't coming out just because it's so green down here. We've got so fortunate over the last 2 seasons, really, to have as much rain as we've gotten out here at the Broken Skull Ranch because the whole of Texas is still in a drought. But to that point, it's still green. And we need a hard freeze to come in to turn all the vegetation and the foliage brown and kind of kill some of it off so that we can see the deer.
Yeah.
So that's the problems. But, hey, man, we're talking about a drought. Out there in Los Angeles, they got about 3 inches of rain.
And they're getting more rain today, my mom said.
I know. And California has been in a drought forever.
Yeah.
And 1 or 2 days of rain is not going to cure the problem. But, God damn, you talk about very, very helpful. We could use those 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches of rain. But then comes some of the problems because of all the forest fires and some of those homes. You get the mudslides, which go with the heavy rain. So it's like, we need the rain, but then when you get it, it puts so many people in jeopardy because of the goddamn mudslides. You don't know where the shit or wine you watch in California.
And people are not very good drivers in the rain either.
They're not good drivers in the rain, but I'm talking about the goddamn mudslides.
Well, yeah.
I'm still working on a 3 to 5 year exit strategy of Los Angeles, California. Are you still down with the program?
I'll give it some thought.
Don't give us a dog. You ain't get your ass out of damn California. We can maintain a small residence. We already got a small house. We'll maintain a small residence in California. I'll move my ass back to Texas.
Okay.
I'm not that damn state tax and all the bullshit going on there. Now, how much time do I spend out at meetings in Los Angeles?
Quite a bit.
You were supposed to say, well, you go to meetings, but you don't go to meetings every single day. Is there any reason for me to live permanently in Los Angeles right now?
Because your wife likes it?
Well, you like Los Angeles, and it does facilitate me being able to talk to many people on the podcast. Guys come by in person, or I can go down to PodcastOne studios with Stacy over in Beverly Hills or in Culver City. It's handy for that. But other than that, man, I about got a gut full. All the damn idiot drivers. I mean, LA's a great city.
I know. It is crowded, and this comes with its issues. But it is bug-free.
It's bug-free. I'll build a big ass. I'll build a big ass porch on a little bitty house somewhere in Texas. How's that?
Okay, screened in so the bugs can't come in.
Screened in so the bugs can't come in. Anyway, hey folks, I got a damn good show coming up for you here in just a few minutes. We're riding down the roads here at the Broken Skull Ranch. Me and Ted Fowler 361 just kicking and shooting the shit for you guys. Again, listen to the Vince McMahon podcast on Tuesday, the family friendly show. On PodcastOne and iTunes. And with that being said, I got to break into a piece of business and talk about one of my sponsors. Kristen, I want to thank you for joining me here on the Steve Austin Show.
You are very welcome.
The Steve Austin Show. The Steve Austin Show.
Hey, man, do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. And I bet it can be hard work. You know what's easy? Bundling policies with Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle your homeowners or renters insurance along with your auto policy. It's a good thing, too, because you already have so much to do around your home. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. It's Geico easy. Visit geico.com today. That's geico.com. All right, everybody, welcome to Steve Austin Show. Coming to you from 1996 Ford Bronco out here at the Broken Skull Ranch. Got Ted Fowler 361 riding shotgun. Hershey the Wonder Dog is laying in the back. She's taking a nap already. The show's so goddamn boring. Dog does. She doesn't decide to take a nap. Yeah, we're riding down a dirt road. It's overcast. It's cloudy. Temperature's about 60. It's a beautiful day out here as far as deer hunting goes. I've got a 308 on the center console, Leopold scope on the summit. We see a coyote, Teddy. I'm going to put this gun out on the mirror and squeeze one off at him. I see more coyotes out here this year than I've ever seen in the 8 years since I've owned this place. And you've taken out a couple of them. How many total coyotes you seen?
Have I seen?
Yep.
Probably 24.
I've seen a shit by myself.
Yeah.
Hershey saw one the other day. She thought she was going to go chasing after it. She took about 3 steps and decided otherwise. Great decision, Hershey. I think I need to put Hershey on a diet. She's been drinking as many IPAs as I have. Hershey, how you feeling back there? She says, turn around, shut the fuck up, and drive. Or I will bite you on your trapezius.
Well, that just answered if this was the Unleashed show or the regular one.
Yeah, this is Unleashed. And some bitch is coming out tomorrow.
Perfect.
Man, I was sitting there, Teddy, I was trying to round up some material, man. It's been one of them days. We've been having family over here forever, and then my brother had an extended stay. I didn't know my goddamn brother was coming down. I was happy to see him. Love him to death, but I didn't know he's going to stay till Wednesday. So anyway, they got off this morning, and I'm still tired from entertaining. And on top of that, put in that damn trip you and I made down to Tulsa to talk to Vince McMahon on the WWE Network. Here's the story about that. Me and Teddy got up early that morning. We left the Broken Skull Ranch at 9 a.m. sharp. We had about a 1:15 pickup. Made it into town, picked up some cleaning supplies for our guns over at Nagel's gun shop off San Pedro Boulevard. And then we went to Trader Joe's and loaded up on 7 cartons of water. And luckily, there wasn't a whole lot of motherfuckers at Trader Joe because they got that sorry-ass parking lot. At Trader Joe, we done had this conversation before. I love you, brother, but you got to build a bigger fucking parking lot. And I was in my big-ass truck. So, Teddy, when you're driving that extended cab, 4-door pickup, 4-wheel drive, it's hard to crank it into a parking space made for a mid-sized car. Do you copy?
Yes, I do. And I saw it. You about needed a shoehorn.
Now, Teddy, you got a new love in your life. You picked her up the other day, head out to Broken Skull Ranch. Y'all went to Trader Joe's. Was you driving your white Dodge?
Yes, sir.
If you'd been driving that long, green, long bed pickup of yours, I don't know if you could have got that motherfucker in there, because that damn truck, how many miles you got on that thing? Damn near 300,000?
I have 265,000 on it.
Chevy still running strong, right?
Purring like a kitten.
Original motor?
Original motor.
Original trans? Couple
No.
of rebuilds?
No, it's a couple of rebuilds.
Couple of rebuilds, but that's a long son, bitch. It's
Yeah,
longer than a school bus.
And it's got that 454 in it, so
So how's it on gas in, Teddy?
sucks.
Sucks ass.
Yeah.
So you wasn't taking that green pickup to the Trader Joe's?
No, hell, I'd still be going around in circles if that was the case.
You put your goddamn dorsal fin on the top of that cab. It looked like a big-ass green Chevy Shark. So anyway, we picked up 7 boxes of damn water. Let me slow down a little bit. This rattling-ass damn all-weather road is rougher than a cob. So anyway, we picked up 7 boxes of water, and then we just left that. I picked up a couple of vegetables for the wife.
Saw that.
My illustrious wife, Kristen, the meanest woman in South Texas. That'll convert back to the West Coast as soon as we go back to Los Angeles. I'm just kidding. Honey, I love you. I got to make sure she listens to 15 seconds of the podcast. Half the time when she passes by and me and Teddy are talking on a podcast, she just shakes her head. She goes, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I said, that's why you're not my demo. You don't listen to the show.
The old eye roll.
The old eye roll. It's the eye roll that will make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. So anyway, back to the task at hand, telling the story about when we went down to Tulsa for Monday Night Raw. We rolled up in there, hung around, and checked everything out. And, man, as soon as I got in that building, I can't remember the last time I worked Tulsa. It's been a long-ass time, but, shit, we just started making a... It's a funny thing about all those buildings, they're all the same. You got an arena in the middle, and they're kind of either round or oval shape, and you just start walking down the hall, and then you'll see all the doors with all the labels on them of where everybody's at, whether it's talent dressing room, guests, vents, all that other bullshit. Found our little dressing room, got tucked away in there, and started milling around, and we headed down to the ring, squared circle, where all the magic happens. 20 by 20 squared circle where pro wrestling goes down. No sports entertainment up in this motherfucker. It's under the sports entertainment umbrella, but it's pro wrestling in my brain, Teddy. You've been a long-time wrestling fan. Hell, you damn near damn wrestling journalist. You done asked me a bunch of questions on the podcast last week, so since you're a wrestling journalist these days, is it sports entertainment or is it wrestling, goddammit?
No, it's wrestling to me. It's wrestling.
When they ring a bell, those guys start wrestling to entertain the fans, correct?
Correct.
Because what else do they do to entertain the fans? What? Name me one fucking thing it's supposed to do other than wrestle, Teddy. You know, you can put brawling underneath that category of wrestling, but inside a 20 by 20 ring, a squared circle, it's wrestling.
Yeah, that's all you're supposed to do in there.
So anyway, there we were, hanging around talking shit with a bunch of WWE superstars. Had an extended conversation with John Cena. Shit, we talked with John for about 30 damn minutes. What do you think about old Cena? Good dude, right?
Yeah, he's very, very cool. Very, very articulate. Very, that was a good word. Very
I like the way you said articulate, but you said very articulate. Okay, so...
Yeah, much more articulate than myself, yes.
So he was articulate, and... You've got to understand, me and Teddy been on about an 8-day drinking spree. So the fact that Teddy ain't too articulate
may still be
is
a
not
little
to be held against him. I'm going to go ahead and go on record saying normally he's very articulate. That was eloquent. So, again, proceed with your thoughts of young John Cena.
No, he's very, very well spoken, very educated about, the whole wrestling process and, what direction the company needs to go.
Man, I tell you what, everybody, it's funny because I did the podcast with Vince McMahon. We'll get to that in a minute. But, you got these WWE fans, and they're all entitled to their own opinion. Each opinion is your own. It's a subjective business where, what you like, it might be completely different from what I like. But when you're talking about top guys, that's who and what John Cena is. And he gets a lot of heat for it because he hasn't had a ton of dance partners in recent years. He's really like the only guy at the highest level. And people say, you keep shoving him down our throats. Well, what other option do you have? CM Punk went home or got fired or got burned out, whatever. Daniel Bryan smokes his neck. He's got a surgery and then maybe an impending second surgery. Randy Orton was up there for a little bit and for breath, and then he went, kind of a step down. You've got all the other guys. Triple H is going to wrestle part-time, so you don't know what he's doing. Brock Lesnar, because of the contract he negotiated, is part-time. And I say that with due respect because a contract negotiated is a contract negotiated. He's there to be obligated for the amount of dates they signed him to. So people get so mad about John Cena being a top guy. It is what it is. And at the end of the day, hey, we'll flip him heel. Hey, man, the answer ain't to flip John Cena heel. The answer is for the challenge that I issued to the damn WWE dressing room. They got a big roster of guys that are really green right now, but there's some good cats there. So when I called out the dressing room on the podcast with Vince McMahon, it was just about these guys going out on a limb, pushing the envelope, and taking a chance. And I got a lot of damn response on my Twitter account, Steve Austin, BSR. They said it's hard for the talent to step up when they've got a foot on top of their head keeping them down. That's bullshit. There wasn't nobody lit a fire under my ass, and I'm not going to sit here and talk about Steve Austin all day long, but I saw that I was going to have to do something to shake up the system and turn up the volume and push the envelope because the ringmaster was a suck-ass gimmick. And then when I came up with the Stone Cold thing, nobody knew what it was, so I just started pushing the envelope and went out on a limb, flipping people off. And then Vince, finally opened up his eyes and said, hey, this motherfucker might be moving the needle for us, and started understanding the cause, the mission, and supplied a little bit of rocket fuel to the rocket that I was trying to get to take off. So, anyway, but Cena's 37 years old. Goddamn, as I look at that dude, I was on his Twitter account a while ago. He had pictures of, he loves the Olympic lifts.
Yeah.
You and me don't do fuck all for Olympic lifts. I don't dig the Olympic lifts. Not on my body. I got too many damn issues. My damn right arm don't straighten out. I don't know if I could do a clean and jerk or a clean and snatch. Now, I love me some clean snatch, but that's a whole different fucking ball game, okay?
Bobcat!
Yeah. But goddamn, when you look at him, he's still got a spark in his eyes. He's still in good shape, and he's still taking way too many bumps. John, if you listen to the show, don't take so many crazy bumps, you son of a bitch. I got respect for you, but you got a little bit more longevity, man. They got to build these other superstars up. You got Seth Rollins coming up the pike. You got Dean Ambrose coming up the pike. Bray's starting to make that way. And I really like they've got work to go, but those guys are on the way. And that's going to be a long time before they catch up to John Cena. But I like what they've done with Luke Harper and Eric Rowan's. I was watching Eric Rowan's come down the other day in that pig mask, and he kind of had this little swagger in his movement he was doing with his arms. I said, hey, this is kind of different. Maybe this is the first time I've noticed that, but I haven't noticed it before. So he's kind of starting to get creative, that big Viking-looking son of a bitch. So he's kind of starting to break out a little bit. And, of course, when I talked on the podcast about Cesaro, Teddy Cesaro was one of the only guys that came in there and said hello. We saw a lot of them at the ring, but Cesaro specifically came down to come in the dressing room and just chill out for a little bit and say hello.
I noticed that.
I had a little conversation with the dude.
Yep.
I like that dude. And I think, he's missing one piece of the puzzle, but I think the guy's got superstar written on him. He's just got to uncover or find out what that one missing piece is. And I think the kid's going to be on his way to making money.
Dude, I think if you went down to Florida and, like you were saying, got in the ring with him and showed him a few things, that would just be paramount on his mindset.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And it's like I was telling him a few things there in the locker room. I just can't just give you a few things and it's going to happen. I'm not saying I could make the 100% difference, but could I chip in a cunt here? Yeah, I could. It's going to be interesting to see, one of the names that was coming up before he had to take a step back was Roman Reigns when he had that badass hernia and they had to do surgery on him, so I kind of slowed him down. And Roman Reigns, as I challenge the locker room, I'm challenging you to be at home while you're healing up and watching not only the 3 hours of live Raw, but the SmackDown show, however long that sumbitch lasts. And then on the other note, all of the older wrestlers who were big-time stars, not just from the Attitude Era, which was a good era to learn from because you got a lot of Brett, you got a lot of Shawn, but a lot of Bruiser Brody. You need to be watching some Mid-South Power Pro, a lot of stuff from Crockett's, all that mid-'80s action. And so working a body part, sticking to a body part, because that's the only hole I see in your game is working a specific hold, a body part, and, high spots in transition. You're a big dude, but you got to incorporate high spots and movement as a part of your repertoire, or you will stay right where you're at when you come back. And it's going to take a work rate and workmanship to move up the card. And seemingly from everything that I've gathered, obviously the company is behind you. So anyway, just a shout out to a couple of guys to keep your nose to the grindstone, watch as much game film as you can, and that means just old videotapes. Get on the WWE Network, get on YouTube and Google some names specifically that were badass workers. And man, in today's day and age, Teddy, you were there in the room up against the wall when I was talking to Vince McMahon on the podcast, and I was telling him, hey man, pro wrestling, sports entertainment.
Right.
At the end of the day, in my opinion, you got to learn how to wrestle, and it's still about pro wrestling. They can call it whatever the fuck they want, but it's fucking pro wrestling. It's a 20 by 20 squared circle. So you got to be able to perform in that ring and tell a damn story. And in a world of make-believe, make people believe in you. And when I say that, I say look no further than Bret the Hitman Hart. The solid, just badass body of work that dude turned in. If you ever wanted to make a product a little bit more wrestling oriented or serious by nature and execution, look no further than to model or put in a lot of time studying what Bret Hart did. And Bret Hart wasn't the greatest athlete in the world. These guys these days are so athletic, and of course I mean that not as a knock to Bret, because he's one of my favorite pro wrestlers of all time. If he's not, he's certainly in my top 2 best of all time. So, and Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, and some of the bigger guys, like Bruiser Brody. But nonetheless, Teddy, when you rolled into the building, we touched down there at the airport, and well, let's go back to the San Antonio airport. We drove in.
Yeah.
Go back to my story. I digress about 20 minutes. But it's an hour podcast. Got to talk about something. I'm going to talk about the camouflage jacket that Ted's wearing. Well, fuck. So anyway, we was at the airport, and WWE sent the jet to come pick our ass up. Now, Teddy, I was expecting about a 11-passenger jet to show up, or 15-passenger, whatever the summits used to be back in the day, with black and WWE scratched on the tail. All of a sudden, I look off in the horizon, and it's a big-ass black and red jumbo jet with WWF scratched on the tail. And I said, holy mackerel.
Who else is coming? Should have brought more beer.
Yeah, man. They unrolled that goddamn, they opened the door, and them stairs came down, and I had one bag full of different T-shirt options and a pair of jeans that I was going to wear on the podcast, and shorts to travel in, because I always travel in shorts for the comfort. Basically, I look like a piece of white trash. You was dressed a cunt hair, and I'm talking blonde, better than me. Yeah. I'm not running you down, but I'm just saying, okay, I'm actually giving you a compliment. You were better dressed than I was, Teddy.
You think I could have found a jacket that didn't have deer blood on it?
I was thinking about a Carhartt jacket. I got my hunting jacket, and I got my good jacket that you gave me last year for Christmas. That other son of a bitch, it looks like somebody's been wearing it in a butcher shop. But, man, we sat down on that airplane, and the lady, the flight attendant, said, is there any more of you? Is there?
Yeah.
Just you two? We kind of looked at each other like, yeah, it's just us. Do we WTP? What does WTP mean? White trash personified. Can we get a cold beer up in this long black and red motherfucker?
Got a one-man entourage.
God damn. So this is it's we drank a Coors Light on the way up to Tulsa.
Yeah.
Didn't want to go get shit-faced
No,
and
no,
maintain
no,
our
just one.
professionalism. It was too early in the morning, too. Well, I mean, it wasn't too early in the morning to drink beer. Just too early in the morning to get shit-faced if you're going to do a podcast about 12 hours later.
Well, I needed one to calm my nerves anyway.
What were you nervous about?
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. You're not a nervous flyer, are you?
No, I don't give a shit about that. I care about crashing, but no, the flying doesn't bother me.
You care about crashing. Well, I guarantee you one thing. Anytime you get up in an airplane, you ain't got to worry about getting stuck up there. You go come down either on the wheels or on the nose. Preferably on the fucking wheels.
What goes up must come
Yeah.
down.
So we get over there to Tulsa. They pick us up, take us to the building. We start hanging around and talking to John, seeing the other guys. When we got around the squared circle there, Teddy, did you want to go in there and start hitting the ropes like an idiot, or just was cool to sit there and shoot the shit with the guys?
No, dude, it was cool just to, sit there and shoot the shit with the guys. And besides that, the divas were up in the ring. So, you got a little eye candy, and then you got to talk to the guys and listen to stories and stuff. So, no, it was very cool. Very cool.
We sit there and talk to Kane, old Glenn Jacobs, for about 30 minutes. That's a funny motherfucker.
Yeah.
Now, when you see him, he looks like a monster and a killer in the damn ring. You sit there and talk to the dude. He's one of the smartest guys on the roster.
Yeah.
Did that
correct.
surprise you?
Very much so. Very much so. I didn't expect him to come in with his little Ben Franklin glasses on and, hair all slickered down. And, even with the corporate Kane deal that he's working, he come in and what kind of T-shirt did he have on? What?
Oh, I can't even remember.
Yeah, I don't know. But Jesus, his
traps
arms
were about to stretch out the neck hole. That son of a bitch. Glenn's been in the gym. I can damn sure guarantee you that.
Once or twice, yes.
It was funny. He was talking about coming off the road there for a while, and the dude got so bored, he called up WWF and said, "Hey, man, I'm ready to go back on the road." He said, No, we can put you on a part-time schedule. No, full-time. I'm ready to go back on the road.
We got something going on this weekend. He's like, well, I was thinking tonight. I'm
could
free
do a
tonight.
run-in. Yeah.
I'm free tonight. Yeah.
Man, it was funny because I remember when I got out of the business because of my neck. I wasn't ready to leave. Don't get me wrong. I'd had my gut full of the business. I'd quit for 8 months, all that other bullshit. But when I finally had to ride off in the sunset, it took me about 3 years to get that shit out of my system. So I can understand, his desire wanting to go back and being on the road, but also for the paychecks as well.
Oh, absolutely.
And the thing about Glenn Kane is, he was a non-drinker. When I left the business for 3 years, man, goddamn, I'll tell you what, whiskey, vodka, and beer sales were way up there. If you had stock in Crown Royal, mister, you'd have made some money during that 3 year period. But I got all over that. What was your takeaway from your adventure, your first live event at WWE?
All of the backstage stuff was just mind-blowing. How many employees it takes, how much stuff it takes to put on, that type of show. And, as soon as it was done, once we left the podcast room, those guys are breaking down everything and just, loading up semi after semi after semi. It was quite a production.
Loading up a damn all the trunks, the damn what do we call them, big boxes, and anvil cases, loading all them cords up, pulling all the wires, putting all that shit up, heading over to Oak City to do it again, to do SmackDown. Shit, Teddy. Right before we went on the air on the podcast, we probably was in there for about 30 minutes. It was trying to get all the cameras set. There was 10 and 12 some bitches just in that room making that setup showtime. And I got to say thanks to WWE and old Jason, who does the lighting and does a lot of that work, and KD for a hell of a damn podcast setup. Got a little doe sitting right in front of us out here on the side of the road. We're not going to shoot her. We're just riding around. But if I see a coyote, I'm going to throw a piece of lead at his ass in the form of a .308 rifle. But anyway, big thanks to the setup for everybody that made the setup for the podcast. I thought it was badass, and it was high technology. And hell, man, it was just a shoot the shit conversation with Vince. And, man, they had footage going on in the back. I wanted to turn around and watch all the damn footage, but I was focused at the task at hand. I was just talking to the chairman and CEO of WWE. Funny thing is, Teddy, Vince had a long-ass day. He had flown in from Stanford. He got to the building. He's working through all the storylines that everybody's got going. And then I'm sure he's addressing a couple of superstars with some problems and bullshit like that and doing his thing. So by the time, and then he produced, well, first of all, he wrote the damn show before he came over to talk to us for 5 minutes. Then he does the show. He's producing it at gorilla position. And then by the time I got him, I thought the dude was going to be frazzled because picked a bad day to quit amphetamines. He'd had a long-ass day.
Hey, man, hold on. I've heard that referenced a couple of times. What is a gorilla position?
The gorilla position is where a guy named Gorilla Monsoon used to sit at the desk and time matches and give time codes to, like how much, giving the cues to the announce table. And this is before they were wearing earbuds and giving guys hand signals of when they needed to go home in a match.
Okay.
So Gorilla, and this was, I guess, maybe after he was a ringside announcer, but that's the gorilla position was named after Gorilla Monsoon, who used to send those cues to the referee or to the people up at the desk. Hey, it's time to go home.
Got it.
That's how you get the gorilla position. And what was I talking about? Oh, Vince's day. After you and I got on a jet, and we did that podcast, talked to Vince, and then shot the shit with Triple H for another 20 minutes, shot the shit with KD, Kevin Dunn, and then by the time, and I had a beer and a half while we were sitting there shooting the shit, and they got back on an airplane, and we had taken a 6-pack of Lost Gold IPA from the Real Ale Brewing Company with us, and I knew I had to drive home. So I cracked off in about 1.5 of those, and then we had that long-ass drive back to the Broken Skull Ranch, and I was a whooped ass. I was pretty damn tired. You weren't too talkative. Were you burned out? Were you frazzled, flabbergasted, tired as a motherfucker? What was it?
No, I was just tired. I was tired.
You wasn't scared about crashing?
No, not once for driving. No, you're a pretty safe driver.
Well, I know I'm a safe driver. Goddamn, I've been driving all over the world, but I'm just wondering, when we was on an airplane, both times you had your seatbelt buckled up, which you're supposed to, and I didn't. That was a safety hazard I was willing to endure on my behalf. But I noticed that you went ahead and blew up that flotation device both times and put it on your neck. Would you confirm that you're not afraid of flying? And there wasn't a whole lot of goddamn water we flew over anyway.
You never know, man. I mean, I like to plan. Hate to be caught off guard.
Boy, you talk about Murphy's Law up in this motherfucker. If we landed in the ocean somehow and I'd have drowned a global icon and a national treasure and you would have survived, you'd be hunting out here all by yourself.
God damn, we'd be doing the Ted Fowler show.
I thought you might have given that pilot up there a 20 and said, hey, man, take this bitch over the ocean.
Land us on the left side.
Yeah. And the flight attendant come back. Why did you open the emergency door? And where's Mr. Austin? I don't know what happened. He freaked out. He said he needed a breath of fresh air. I tried to grab him. I'm sorry.
I dropped a cupcake back here. I told him go ahead and open the window.
Oh, Teddy dropped a biscuit back here. I needed to get a breath of fresh air. Teddy, we have been driving around for about 25 minutes. Ain't seen one single animal other than one deer. That deer was a doe. It was a female deer.
Would it be a good day for it? Overcast, a little drizzle.
It is.
Nice and cool.
So, Teddy, you're 48 years old.
Yes, sir.
It's not too old for you to get in the business. Hell, Diamond Dallas Page got in the business when he was about 35 or 37 or 38, whatever the fuck it was. Are you interested in a career in the squared circle? I can train you. I'll be your manager.
I really was until I saw you kick Cesaro.
Man.
I said, God damn, that looked real.
Man, that damn Cesaro came to the damn dressing room, and I was just kind of showing him a couple of the damn things. I showed him a reverse mule kick. And I said, why ain't nobody ever doing this anymore? And Cesaro had shifted. I had positioned myself in front of him so that when I gave the reverse mule kick, it was going to go right between his legs, and I was going to basically hit him in the ass from behind because of the reverse mule kick.
Right. Well,
Cesaro had shifted over, and I kicked him about as hard as you can in the shin, and he didn't flinch. I hurt my heel. I was wearing a good high-quality pair of tennis shoes, and I hurt my heel on his shin. I said, God damn it, I'm sorry. I said, are you okay? He goes, yeah, I'm fine. He goes, I have hard shins. So Cesaro, not only is he strong as a motherfucker, he's tough too. But I was just, because he's working heel right now, and I was just thinking, when I watch today's product, Teddy, I don't ever see no fucking heels cheating.
No.
I mean, you see guys out there, impressive-looking physique. What do you hate about him? You got to do something to make me hate you, and do something behind the referee's back, or break a few rules so I get a little heads up on your identity and where you're coming from as a competitor. If you can just beat somebody up because you're stronger and more athletic than them, well, that's almost baby-facish in nature. Is that a word? I just invented a word. But you know what I'm saying? I was just trying to show them a few methods of cheating. I mean, very, very basic stuff that, hell, if I didn't have a reverse mule kick and an eye gouge and an elbow to the head, I wouldn't have really any offense.
Dude, Ric Flair made a hell of a career out of that type of stuff.
Oh, fuck. Well, Ric Flair's my all-time favorite.
Yeah.
But, when I showed him, it was funny, when I showed him the reverse mule kick, he said, well, I don't think we can get away with that anymore. They won't allow that.
No cheap shots.
No cheap shots. God damn, if I hadn't had a cheap shot, I might as well just locked up with the guy, called a headlock, and just laid in a headlock for 15 fucking minutes and kicked him in the gut with a stunner. I wouldn't have had no offense. Half my offense was cheating. That's whether I worked babyface or heel or not.
Right.
I was kind of sitting in a real good spot. When you can work as a heel but be a babyface, that's a pretty good spot.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're supposed to be the bad guy and everybody cheers you, well, that's something else.
But you know what? It was quiet back there. It was real quiet. Man, back in the day, when we were around, especially with Road Dogg Jesse James, that guy's always telling stories and laughing his ass off. And that of course, he's one of the funniest guys on the crew. And badass Billy Gunn and all the guys just congregated telling stories and shit. And there's a deer in the road. What's that? Doe.
Yeah.
We're on a south fence line, about 200 yards away. A doe, a deer, a female deer's in the road. Swig a die Red Bull for the working man. Teddy, I went from interviewing the most prolific professional wrestling promoter in the history of the business to riding around in a Bronco on a two-man clusterfuck plus a brown chocolate lab. Funny how things change in such a short time.
It may have been a step up. A little bit of an improvement. No, that interview with Vince was very cool. It was very informative. Saw a totally different side of the guy that you see on TV, that's for sure.
I really enjoyed interviewing him. A couple times I saw the gear spinning in his head. He was giving a politically correct answer to a few things. I thought it was very open and honest. I thought that he was that. But, when you're talking to the dude that's the head of, this big corporate monster, this WWE, sometimes he's got to choose his words wisely. We would have delved in a little bit deeper to the CM Punk issue, but as he stated right there while I was talking to him, he didn't want to wash that laundry in public, so I did not push the issue. There were many follow-up questions which I could have followed up with on any of the subjects that we talked about, but due to the fact that I knew we were somewhat limited as to how far we could go, I wanted to ask these questions, but to pry too much would have put him at a level of uneasiness. But I think now that I gained his trust, so to speak, I think if we were able to do another one, I think we'll just be flying by the seat of our pants, and it'll be a whole lot more spontaneous and even more fun than the first one was. And I got on my Twitter account, Steve Austin BSR, and people really enjoyed the conversation. So once again, before we shift gears and move on, I want to say thanks to everybody at WWE. I want to say thanks to Vince McMahon for doing the podcast, and, Kevin Dunn, the flight up there, all the boys. Again, I'm still challenging the locker room for all you guys to step up, push the envelope, and get yourself over. And don't be satisfied with the creative that they're giving you. If you can come up with something better, and every now and then, hey, sometimes you got to go do what you got to go do. And with that being said, I don't mean, taking a razor blade and getting color in the middle of a Monday Night Raw match like Brett and I did at WrestleMania 13. I'm just saying, do what you got to do and try to take a step up the next level. And with that being said, I know that's easier said than done. Hey, I'm riding around the Broken Skull Ranch with Ted Fowler, just shooting the shit on a two-man clusterfuck on a gray, cloudy, rainy day here at the Broken Skull Ranch. Hershey the Wonder Dog is sleeping and farting behind us. In the seat behind me, I've got a 308 with a 3-14 scope on it, pair of binoculars. We're looking for coyotes while we shoot the breeze and talk about bullshit here on the Steve Austin Show. I'm going to take a little break, come back after a few words from some of the sponsors who keep this show on the air for free. FREE, my favorite four-letter motherfucking word. Coming right back after this.
The Steve Austin Show. The Steve Austin Show.
Hey man, do you own or rent your home? Sure you do, and I bet it can be hard work. You know what's easy? Bundling policies with Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle your homeowners or renters insurance along with your auto policy. It's a good thing, too, because you already have so much to do around your home. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. It's Geico easy. Visit geico.com today. That's geico.com.
Steve Austin Unleashed. Unleashed.
All right, everybody, here we come, right back from a break. Thanks for the words from sponsors. Keep this show on air for free. When I hit the pause button there, as me and Teddy are riding around the ranch doing this podcast, I said, all right, Teddy, I like that first 32 minutes of the show. I said it flowed easy, and we kind of talked about what we did. I said, you got anything fresh, anything new you want to talk about? Teddy thought for just a millisecond. If you wanted to say millisecond and use one less syllable or two less syllables, I could have said cunt hair. So Teddy thought for a cunt hair of a moment in time, and he says, well, it'd kind of be boring to talk about drying out and getting back in shape. And I figured, what's so boring about talking about drying out and getting back in shape? Teddy, what do we need to do here? What's your assessment of the situation? It's not like we've just been getting shit-faced drunk every night. That's not the case.
No. But every night, 2, 3, 4 beers. When it wasn't that way last season. Last season we were pretty regimented with our eating and drinking and, just our six-pack Saturday. That worked out pretty well. Weight went down, got in pretty good shape. Just going at it at a little slower pace this year.
Well, goddamn, I finally got settled into a groove, man. When you come out, I come out from doing those 2 shows, Redneck Island, and while I was doing Redneck Island, I filmed that Wendy's commercial, and then I went to Broken Skull Challenge, and then came out here, and it was 2 weeks of culture shock, just trying to get back into a groove and not have a specific task at hand to go do. And then my gym in L.A. is a half mile from the house, and when you come out here and you're in the middle of nowhere, you got to get back into the groove.
Right.
So, but that being said, 4 IPAs, versus 6 once a week is a shitload different in calories because those IPAs usually average anywhere from 220 to 250 calories a beer. By the time you get that 1,000 calories in on top of your food every single night, it adds up to a drum. So I think, we'll taper back now. I'm good. All the family's left. I told you last night, I said, man, we might as well have a couple more beers tonight. My brother's heading home. We'll shoot the shit with them and then get in the gym. And we was just fixing to work out right before we got in the Bronco to cut this podcast. And I said, well, fuck. I better get my podcast in so Stacy can put this motherfucker together.
Yeah.
And then we can train after we get off the weights. So we did chest tries yesterday. That was a good workout.
Yeah, it was a real good workout.
So we're going to do back and buys today, and I think we're going to start off with deadlift again. Man, I've been digging that deadlift. Is your back good?
Yeah, better than those shorts I was wearing.
Well, we was doing deadlifts the other day, and poor Teddy ripped his goddamn shorts. When he bent over, all my family members were walking around. At least you had your blue underwear on.
At least I was wearing underwear. It is a holiday.
Yeah, yeah. I'll leave the blue underwear
hard to follow that one up, isn't it?
Actually, after the workout, they were blue and brown. So deadlift, we'll start off with deadlift, and we were doing those gimmick bent over rows. You didn't seem to like him too much. What happened?
Oh, my right elbow was acting
your
up
elbow
on me. Yeah.
Up on you.
Yeah.
You're getting old when your elbow starts bothering you on a bent over pulling movement.
Yeah, when you're supposed to be using your back. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Well, you're right. Talking about cleaning up and working out got boring real fast.
Next subject.
What else you want to talk about, Teddy?
We can't touch on politics.
Politics suck ass, man. I mean, you got your Republicans, you got your Democrats, you got your Tea Party, whatever. The thing about politics and religion is, man, it's Chevy, Ford, Dodge. Whoever, believes whatever they believe, what are you going to do? Talk them down, make them change your mind, make them see your way of seeing things, what you believe? I don't like to get into the politics on the show. Now, if someone were to stop me, at a function or something like that, just want to sit there and start talking politics, I'll talk politics all day long. I just don't like doing it on the show because I think it's a divisive subject, and that's not what my podcast is designed to do. The podcast is basically designed to entertain, and me spouting off my political beliefs or whatever the fuck I believe, that is what it is. It's a dead subject. We can talk about pussy.
All right.
Well, I'm married. You got a girlfriend, so that kind of opens that conversation and closes it in very rapid fashion. And now that you're, in a relationship, I mean, of course, I think you're the one that coined this phrase the other day as we were riding around, and we had 40 minutes of gold, but I'd pushed the pause button again like a fucking idiot, which I do all the time on this podcast. You were talking about outsourcing pussy, different streams of pussy. Not so much anymore. As my friend Lee Corso would say, not so fast, my friend.
Yeah.
It's not like you can outsource the poontang anymore because you in a relationship.
No.
So y'all are dating now, and it's
correct.
Monogamous.
Correct, yeah.
Now, of course, myself and my wife are in a monogamous relationship, so
that's good to hear.
I'm probably not going to talk about outsourcing pussy from my standpoint because I haven't been.
I'm sure she'll be glad to hear that as well.
Yeah. I'm going to play her 30 seconds of the podcast. Honey, here's 2 reasons why you should love me. If I end up with 2 knots on my head, it's because I got hit with a pot and a skillet. Teddy, we're riding by, or fixing to be riding by one of our deer stands here called Lone Star. You see anything worth the flying fuck out of this deer stand?
Man, I haven't yet. I've done better, seen better deer up at Stone Cold. That one with the fork G2.
Yep.
I only sat here a couple of evenings, didn't see anything, and then the one morning I sat here, it was foggy. So I really didn't see anything then.
So what are you doing when you sit in your deer stand and it's all fogged up? Or right now it's so green the deer ain't moving. You just sitting there playing on your goddamn iPhone, ain't you?
Yeah, that and listening to music.
What do you listen to while you hunt?
I just, I don't know, whatever's on my iPhone. You know what I like is that U2 album, the new one that they automatically uploaded, downloaded,
God
whatever.
Damn it, that's how I got that on my iPhone?
Yeah, it just came free. They automatically loaded that thing up.
God damn, I'm glad you said something about that because, man, I was out there at the Broken Skull Challenge and I was listening to a couple of songs and I was like, man, those are pretty good songs. I didn't download this because I had Easton Corbin, George Strait. I had some Rage Against the Machine, some Black Label. That was kind of my go-to stuff. I just got that new phone and didn't have it, my old phone I only had a certain amount of music on there, and a couple of tunes that were pretty catchy came on there, and I was like, well, what the fuck is this? And I said, it looked on my phone and said, U2. And I said, well, I don't remember downloading it. Did I get charged for it?
No, it was free.
Well, how the fuck are you going to make any money by putting so much out for free?
Maybe that thing installed a virus or something on your phone. So
God,
yeah, I don't know. Shit.
Well, I don't mind getting an album for free, but I don't know how they jacked it to my damn iTunes gimmick on my phone.
It would have been nice to have been asked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rather than just, because it was the same thing. I woke up and it was like, how did I get this on my phone? Not that I minded it because I'm a U2 fan.
Right.
Yeah, but that new album, I like a few of the songs, not all of them. But a few of them are pretty catchy.
No, I dug a couple of them, too. Now, a couple of them were a little bit repetitive. But, I mean, I was a U2 fan way back in the day when it was Sunday, Bloody Sunday, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
It was good stuff. But I kind of started thinking about those guys, man. Those guys have been on fire for a long time. They've had a good run.
Correct.
But, when I think about it, just kind of like regular mainstream rock and roll music, where
Oh, we got deer there.
We got a couple of doe and a fawn out there.
Yeah, big doe.
Yeah, it's a big doe. What happened to just regular, across-the-board rock and roll?
Doesn't happen.
Well, what happened? I mean, why'd it fucking disappear?
Just the same reason clothing styles change. Just different. What do you got going across the road up there?
Javelinas.
Hey, you let the air out of one of those. Man, it's just, like the automobile has changed, clothing styles have changed, music styles.
Yeah, but the automobile still got 4 fucking tires and an air conditioner and a steering wheel.
Well, it's still music.
I mean, like for a while, like back in the, man, I go back to some of those 80s, 90s hair bands, as everybody would call them. Then you had your grunge movement, but then there's like bands like, I know Boston had their run, and then they're done, and then Aerosmith had their run. I mean, they're still around, but I mean, they're done. Just regular rock and roll acts, Triumph, Dokken. Now I can't remember all the bands I used to love to listen to, but just that brand of rock and roll. It wasn't necessarily hard rock. Great White, just rock and roll. Ain't there no more. And for a long time, you had, here's a band that people either loved or hated, but was a good band, Nickelback.
Yeah. I got a lot of their songs on my phone.
I dig Nickelback.
Yeah.
Nickelback was the closing song on a Condemned back in 2007, man, when I finally got off that island from killing motherfuckers and got back to see my baby girl, my wife. I gave that little gimmick smile when I got out of that Jeep. Man, did you start crying when I did that?
Yeah, I got a little choked up. Yes, sir. Yeah.
No, it is a perfect song to end that movie, but Nickelback, for some reason, they got a lot of heat with a lot of people, but I think they're a damn good band, but they kind of fell off lately. They ain't cracking out the jams as much as they used to.
You know what? I'm a big fan of bands that actually play instruments anymore. I'm not a fan of, the synthesized stuff. I don't think we want to bash those guys, but, it's just, an ass for every seat. I like to see those guys play instruments. I just think that kids nowadays have gotten away from learning how to play, the guitar, the drums, whatever, and they're playing Xbox instead.
Well, the other day, my family was down, and my dad is 79 years old, and he taught himself how to play guitar when he was a kid and could sing, and he was like one of those guys, he was a lead guitarist, but he was one of the old school chord guys. Then he taught my younger sister, Jennifer, who's the baby of the family, how to play guitar, and she can sing like a damn angel. And then her daughter, Emma, decided to learn how to play guitar, so Jenny taught her along with her grandfather, and she sings like a damn angel. So we had some badass family entertainment there live here at the Broken Skull Ranch for a couple of days. That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was very fun. Everybody sings very well, except for you.
God damn. Boy, down 100 yards over there. Can you pick that rock up out of the way for me? See if this 308 works. You know what, Teddy? Well, first of all, you're right. I can't sing worth the flying fuck. But you know what I was going to do? I told Kristen the other day. I was watching something. No, I was talking with a guy who helped design the Skullbuster, Broken Skull Challenge. And he's a big guitar player. And we were talking musicians. We was having a couple of beers out there shooting the shit. And he says, "Guys, Steve," he goes, "you love the guitar so much. He goes, why don't you learn how to play?" And I said, "You know what, Alan?" I said, "I've always, wanted to. And I've got an acoustic guitar that was given to me by Zach Wilde. They're in my closet there at the house here at the ranch." And I told him, I said, "Man, if I just tried to practice for 1 hour every day in 5 years, I ought to be able to play halfway worth of fuck. And if I actually applied myself and put in more time, then maybe I could amount to, I'm not going to be Stevie Ray Vaughan. I'm not saying that at all. But I'll be able to at least just kind of strum along to something, provide a little entertainment here at the Broken Skull Ranch."
I would think after 5 years.
Well, I mean, how hard can it be, Teddy?
Hell, I tried it there for a little while.
So what happened? Do you still have your guitar?
No, that got that conveyed.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Copy that. So,
Oh, dude, I love music. I actually think I can sing, but it sounds awful. You've heard it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Just listen to your whistle going across the parking lot. It's interesting.
No, I thought, man, what a cool, if you could play the guitar, think of the pussy you could get. That was my approach. And I tried it, and I was horrible. I just don't have that musical ability.
So, Teddy, that begs a follow-up question. If you can play guitar really, really good and sing really, really good, and that's going to get you pussy, obviously the pussy is going to be at a higher level scale than if you wasn't worth a fuck at the guitar or singing.
Correct.
Probably.
One would think.
Wouldn't that
yes.
stand to reason?
That would stand to reason.
So, one would aspire, and that's why a lot of these guys got into music, because of the chicks. I mean, not only did they have a genetic or an ear for the music, but a lot of guys just wanted to get the music for the women.
Those guys are genetically predisposed to be musicians. I mean, I see that in your family. With your sisters, your niece, and Jeff.
Jeff, my brother.
Yeah. You either have it or you don't, and I don't know if you can, make it out of nothing.
You can get into wrestling and get pussy, from what I've heard. I'm just saying that. Can you that's a word on the street, dude.
That is the word.
That's just what I heard. Teddy, you're a carpenter by trade. You ever get any pussy by putting in a good set of cabinets?
That has yet to happen.
Could happen, though, right?
Oh, it could happen. Yeah, could happen. Yeah, but now that I'm in a relationship, being a good boy, I just take money in lieu of cabinets now.
Okay, there's the follow-up question. Is that the same doe we were looking at a while ago?
Yes, sir.
What if some good-looking female said, Teddy, I need a wood floor, but I ain't got no money to pay for it. I do have other things on the menu that I could help pay for this floor.
Think about stained concrete, ma'am. It's considerably cheaper. Let me get you in touch with my concrete guy.
Teddy, the ranch speed limit out here, according to the signs posted on the road, is 20 miles per hour. We got a lot of off-field traffic out here. Has anybody been breaking the speed limit? A long time ago, weren't you in the Polaris with me when I chased that motherfucker down?
Yes, I was.
He was going about 60 miles an hour. Look at him javelinas.
Yep.
See if I can get a picture of those guys for the... Hang on this, Teddy.
Yep. Well, he's taking pictures of these javelinas as they're running across the road. That one stopped. Look to your left.
I see them, but I can't turn my fucking neck in. I got a broken neck, goddammit. Teddy's trying to tell me I ain't Linda Blair in the fucking Exorcist. Shit. Ted's trying to tell me to look at deer at 180 degrees the other direction what I was looking. Teddy, tell the good folks down there in the Steve Austin show land what the fuck a javelina is.
Javelina is a little rodent-like animal. It's more closely related to a rodent than an actual pig. It's not even a member of the swine family.
It ain't?
No.
You just told me something I knew. You just told me something I didn't know.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from? Don't
Reading.
tell me Uber facts.
No, reading.
Reading?
Yeah.
So
you know what they call them?
Yeah, peccary.
Collared peccary.
A collared peccary, you're right.
Yep.
So people look up the javelina, Javelina, the collared peccary. I didn't know that they're most closely related to a rodent than a fucking pig.
Correct.
You ain't pulling my lariat, are you?
No.
I'm going to get back. I could right now, as I'm driving, get you to hold my microphone, pick up my iPhone 6, and Google it, but I'm taking you for your word.
I'm telling you.
I tried to get on some Uber facts a while ago and get us some shit to kind of shoot the breeze on, see if it was true or false a while ago, and there was so much dumb shit on there. I gave up. I had copy and pasted a few of them. My wife says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm trying to get some Uber facts for me and Ted to discuss." And she goes, don't do those Uber facts. Those are stupid. So,
au contraire. I think it's pretty funny. Some of them are.
Some of them
yeah.
are, but I mean, there was some lame. The first 20 that I'd come across were pretty damn lame. Now they got 8 million followers, so they got to be doing something right.
People are starving for entertainment.
Teddy, your experience on Twitter. Are you following Kim Kardashian?
No. Ugh.
Why not?
That's
Never
not my
mind.
cup of tea.
I think there's a javelina up in front.
No, I follow Ronda Rousey, though.
Well, I mean, Ronda Rousey, who wouldn't want to follow her? I mean,
Yeah.
she's badass young lady, kicking ass in UFC. I mean, she's the baddest chick walking the planet right now. I get fired up. She's got a fight coming up in a couple of months. I get so fired up watching her walk to the ring with that BMF walk. And to me, she almost. Now, first of all, when they say ready, set, fight, or whatever the fuck they say, when they ring that bell, so to speak, man, that chick is on. She got that game face going, but when she walks to the ring, she sends out that message. She's ready to. That whole crowd lights up because they know that chick is coming to whip some ass.
That's correct. Yeah,
and she imposes her will on her opponents.
She does do that. Yeah, that is an imposing look that she gives.
And she got that mean streak. That's what I like about her. Not only is she tough, and she has, world class, judo skills, and all. Man, her hands have come around so much. I mean, now she's got the punching power. I mean, the knockout power, but she just got that mean streak.
Correct.
And she just, to me, right now, she just want to allow herself to be beaten. So it's going to be a feather in someone's cap if and when they can take her down. But that's going to be easier said than done because she's badass. And, man, she's been all over the place, man. She got credit card commercials. She got telephone commercials. She's all over UFC. And this is back when we've got a couple of caracaras up there. There's some birds out here that eat these, a lot of these, some of the remains of the deer that we have out here. They're interesting birds. But, man, she's all over the place. And back in the day, Dana White said you'll never see a woman fight in the UFC. And now they just opened up that new division. I forget what the division's called, but it's the lighter women than what Ronda and the other ladies are fighting at, which I think is 135. With these, I think these chicks are what, buck 15-ish or whatever.
Was that the straw weight or?
I can't remember what the damn is. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I can't remember the weight class, but
Yeah, you went from not having girls at all in the UFC. Now you got a couple of divisions. It's a marketable product.
Oh, dude, I mean, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Do I want to see a whole card? No, but I like when there's a couple of women's fights on the guys' card.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Man, we got javelinas all over the place today.
Well, we got to get our bows.
Dude, you brought your bow. Dude, you done brought your bow down. When are you going to get the son of a bitch out and try to start slinging some arrows?
I'm waiting for you.
You ain't got to wait on me.
As soon as you get done with your guitar lesson, let's go shoot some arrows.
Damn. Damn. Uppercut to the body shot. Body shot by
Now I
Chet
know.
Fowler. Now you know my soft spot.
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas now. It just came to me.
What?
Remember that, it was a VHS tape or something, that guy, not Esteban?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
could teach anybody to play in a matter
Man.
of minutes.
Esteban, VHS.
Dude, you're a tough cat to buy for.
Man, I tell you what, my buddy Henry Garza from Los Lonely Boys, he always tells me, come on, brother, man. He says, I can teach you how to play with one finger. I can teach you how to play guitar in 1 hour. Of course, this guy's kind of like the reincarnation of Carlos Santana meets Stevie Ray Vaughan, and he's telling me that he can have me playing guitar in an hour. Henry, you're a close personal friend. I love you to death, but you ain't that fucking talented. I'm like a mongoloid over here. Hands the size of a goddamn baseball mitt, and you're going to teach me how to play guitar in 1 hour with one finger. I'm going to be playing a real shitty, simple song, if that's true.
Either that or hit the play button on a recorder.
That'd make for a goddamn good comedy show. And you always wanted to sing, so like we already got a band right now. You're the lead vocalist, I'm the lead guitarist. We got to find a goddamn drummer. Here's the problem.
We need a manager.
Oh, we got to have a manager. I already got someone in mind. I got a manager in mind, but we got to have a drummer. We got to have a bass player too. We need two more people to our ensemble, or at least a drummer. We can be a 3-person group.
Well, we're gonna have to sub
Well,
that
shit,
out.
you're gonna be singing. Why can't you learn how to drum too?
Dude, I can't get up and do my dancing.
Oh, so
Singers got to do a little hip throwing.
Oh, so I didn't know I was riding next to Mr. David Lee Roth. You gonna jump up and do a couple of high kicks and that turnaround fucking martial arts kick he did?
That's it. I got my tasseled chaps on order.
You're like, man, I love it when you hit the snare drum twice when Teddy jumped up. And Teddy said, that wasn't no snare drum. That's both of my hamstrings ripping. You ain't, Teddy, I would venture to say, I could probably, my vertical leap, I watch the NFL Combine every year. When football is over, I go through my Jonesing period, and then all of a sudden they start getting ready, spooling up for the Combine on Channel 212, NFL Network. And you watch all the guys running the 40s, doing the bench press, and then doing the vertical jump and the long jump. I bet if they put my ass out there, I could jump about a foot off the ground, 12 inches. That's probably about as good as it's going to get. So you might be able to jump 14 inches.
I do. I wouldn't even want to jump.
No, come on. I need a good laugh. I've been depressed lately. I've been kind of down in the dumps. Help a motherfucker out.
I do some of my best work close to the ground where it's nice and safe.
Hey, Teddy, you got a little bit of height on you. What are you, about 6'5"?
6'5", yes, sir.
You're 6'5", you're 245?
About 243 right now. No, I'm probably
Fuck,
245, yeah,
God,
since
243.
we've been drinking the beer.
Yeah. Okay, so you got a little bit of height, but you was a baseball player.
Correct.
You didn't decide to play no b-ball? Play some hoops?
Too much running.
You lazy motherfucker.
Dude,
God damn, dude. Come on.
A genetic trait.
Okay, so what do? Just hope to stroke one every time you get up to bat? Because you're a softball fanatic. You play a lot of softball. Y'all drive to tournaments. So what do? Get up to plate, just hope you stroke one out of the park so you can walk around in the goddamn bases? You got to run in baseball?
Yeah, but I'm station to station. 70 feet at a time. I'm not a speed demon. No, I'm big, I'm tall, I'm white. I'm not supposed to be fast. And I'm not supposed to be able to jump high. I'm a designated hitter / catcher on our club.
I thought you played the hot corner, third base.
I have since moved off of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got a better guy. Got a little more reflexes. We tried to play the hot corner about 3 weeks ago, and a guy hit a ball past me before I could get my glove up, and I said, waiter, check, please.
Yeah, but Teddy, you told me about a couple of the drinks you mix in the dugout. Sometimes you're about a little bit buzzed when you go out there to do your designated hitting.
Once again, I got to settle my nerves. I'm like a cat. I'm real nervous.
Have you ever considered keeping like a little bag of catnip in your glove? Or is it just the jack's a lot easier to come by?
Yeah, I can set the jack behind the bag and hope nobody pulls it down the line and knocks my drink over. Yeah.
Well, you told me one time, I think you'd made a drink or whatever. It was like double stout, and someone just picked it up offhand and took a swig out of it, and it almost killed them or something.
About like you with that moonshine.
God damn, man. Here's the story for you. Somehow, some way, I don't know how it happened, I got a jar of moonshine in my possession the other day. Now, when I was in Hartwell, Georgia, there was a dude that brought me some watermelon moonshine, and it was probably about 80 proof, I'm guessing, but it was good and it was smooth. And a lot of times, you people that know the moonshine, they got that apple pie, and I forget what the other flavor is. It's real popular. What's that other flavor?
I've only had the apple pie.
Okay, but that apple pie is good
Yeah.
shit. I mean, it's just like drinking apple pie. It'll give you a little bit of buzz if you drink enough of it. Motherfucker brought me some of that clear. You were there when I took a sip. Dude,
yeah.
I cannot explain to you. I took a cunt hair's worth of a sip because the dude that handed me the bottle, that handed me the jar, said, this is about 190 proof.
Yeah, he said it was red hot.
He said it was red hot, and it just clear as a bell. And I said, it didn't look too thick either. That apple pie kind of has a little viscosity to it. I just took a little swig of that motherfucker, and you saw the look on my face. It was like I had swallowed battery acid. It hit the left side of my throat and actually burned my throat. And I come up out of that goddamn couch, and I was looking for something to chase that shit down, and I didn't know where the shit had wound my watch. I actually thought for a shoot I had been poisoned. Someone had pulled a rib on me. That's how fucking bad that stuff was. And I said, I dare you to try this shit, Teddy. And then I said, no, I don't want you to try it. Because if something happens to you, then it's going to be on me. That's how strong that shit was.
And what did you do with it? What did you do with the remaining portion of it?
No, I'll let you finish the story. You know exactly what I did with it. What did I do? We got up, put all my shit in a bag, and there was a mason jar with clear liquid in it. And you finish the story.
You unscrewed the top, poured it down the drain, got the cleanest pipes in all of Tulsa.
I picked up that moonshine. It was a brand new jar of moonshine in a mason jar, and it was just given to me by a close personal friend. And I said, this stuff is not going to harm anybody because you can't leave something like that behind. I can't be responsible for that. I don't just grab my jacket, wipe off all the fingerprints, and leave it back there for someone just to get a hold of it. And I always hate, wasting something that's of value.
Correct.
You just, hey, give it back to the person that you got it from, or, I wasn't going to be responsible by saying, hey, dude, so-and-so just gave me this moonshine. I don't want it. Here you go. And then it's on me.
Right.
So I poured that shit down a goddamn sink, and then the pipes melted, and there was moonshine on the cement, and then it bubbled off that and ate a hole in the cement.
That's when we grabbed the bag and got the hell out of the room.
I mean, son of a bitch. And it was the old brown bag special when he handed me the son of a bitch. It was in a brown paper bag. And, boy, if that doesn't reek of suspicion, anytime someone hands you anything in a brown paper bag, most of the time there's repercussions or suspicions.
Correct. Yeah, it can't be legal, you wouldn't think.
No. I mean, it can be legal. It could have just been a bottle of whiskey in there, but it wasn't. We're heading back to the compound, Teddy. It's getting close. Time to go out and get in a deer stand. And do you have any idea where you go hunt today?
Probably go down to Riverside, still looking for that one-horned buck. Put a hole in him.
Man, I might go back down to tired of hunting Johnny Cash. I was thinking about going to Lone Star, but I've been kind of bored over at Lone Star. I haven't hunted Turnbuckle yet this year. You hunt there the other day?
Yeah.
Say anything?
Yeah, there's a real good 11 over there. Broke G1 on his right side. But a good deer. 4.5.
Is he?
4.5. Yeah.
And we're going to work out after we hunt.
Correct.
You want to say hi to your girlfriend?
Hi, girlfriend. See you in a few weeks.
She doesn't listen to the show, does she?
No, only when I tell her it's cool, too.
Oh, no, today's not cool, too. Danger, Will Rogers, danger.
Yeah.
Hey, did you ever watch, what's the name of that, Lost in Space?
Lost in Space.
Man, I was a big fan of Lost in Space. Did you ever dig that?
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, Will Robinson.
No,
and,
Danger Will Robinson, yeah. And the professor. Goddamn that, or the scientist guy, whatever his name was.
Oh, shit,
Man, that guy used to irritate the fuck out of me because he was always the one that got heat on him for fucking up.
Yep.
And, of course, you had the chicks. They were pretty hot.
Correct.
And the dudes.
Well, that was a cow-calf thing, a mother-daughter, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Were they really related?
On the show.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about for shooting real
Oh, no,
live.
no.
Oh, okay. So was the mother dating one of the other scientists, the astronauts?
Man, Dr. Smith was the scientist name.
Yeah, was that him?
Yeah. No, I think he was solo.
He was a cowardly heel.
Yeah.
He was always the one stirring shit up.
Correct. No, I think it was one of them was with the major, and then the other one was, I don't know, just along for conversation.
What about were you a big Gilligan's Island fan?
Oh man, I loved Gilligan's Island.
Man, that was a good show.
Yeah.
What about you had to have been a fan of Speed Racer, the car?
No, dude, you asked me that the other day. No, that wasn't my thing.
All right, get out of the Bronco.
Can we get a little closer to the house?
Walk back to the house. No, maybe this will increase your vertical leap. It's at 245. If you get down to 240, you might be able to jump higher.
If I don't
God
want to...
damn, dude, you don't like Speed Racer? Go Speed Racer.
No,
go Speed Racer.
No.
Go Speed Racer.
No,
go.
dude, no,
His brother,
no.
Racer
You
X.
You quit. No,
So
I don't know.
You just heard me sing Speed Racer. That's why I'm not going to be the lead singer.
Yeah, I'm going to be the lead
But you
singer.
heard what I sang. Can you sing Go Speed Racer?
No, I don't know the words.
Well, I'm going to get them to you on the next podcast. There'll be something to tune into, folks, because I'm going to play the guitar with one finger while he does it. I'll tell you, here's a good one, The Fall Guy. You had to have been a fan of The Fall Guy. Lee Majors.
Lee Majors, you bet.
That was some good shit.
You bet. Yeah, they were showing reruns of Magnum P.I. today.
Oh, Magnum was
Tom
cool.
Selleck.
Magnum was cool. You ever watch his new show, Blue Bloods?
No.
I heard it's a real good show. I'm just not down with it. I like the old Magnum days. Another good show back in the day was Three's Company.
Oh, yeah.
Couple of
Jack-
hot chicks. John
Jack
Ritter. John
Tripper.
Ritter was funny as
Yeah,
fuck.
John Ritter was
That dude
funny.
was talented.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Furley.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Don Knotts.
Don Knotts.
Classic.
Yeah.
What's another good one I used to grow up watching? Hey, man, on Saturday mornings, Land of the Lost.
Land of the Lost, yep.
Oh,
Watch
Will
that.
and Holly.
Watch that,
And the
yep.
dad
Yep.
and the Slee Stacks.
Yep.
Man, the Slee Stacks would open up a can. The only problem with the Slee Stacks were they was almost Fowler-like. They couldn't run fast. No, they couldn't. I don't mean that as disrespect to you.
No, you're stating the obvious.
God damn it, man. I just stepped in it. Every time I take a step, I step in it. But I mean, the Slee Stacks, they were great. They were great heels.
Correct.
And they kind of made that sound. They kind of made that little noise. But the Slee Stacks I used to always get mad at the Slee Stacks because they're so goddamn slow. And I'm not saying, they were Fowler-like in their movements. So I'm not calling you dumb. No. But the Slee Stacks wasn't smart. They couldn't put together a game plan to catch Will and Holly and the old man.
That was good storytelling, man. If they had been fast and caught him, show wouldn't have ran as long as it did.
See, that's why you need to be booking the territory right now. We got to call Vince McMahon. Get on the hotline. These ideas, Teddy, that you've just created are just explaining why Will and Holly were never caught by the Slee Stacks would make you a qualified writer for WWE. You could be in charge of booking some of the greatest storylines moving forward in the reality era. What say Ted Fowler to that idea?
I'll tell you what, give me his number. Let me have a couple of drinks tonight, get half slopped up, and I'll call the old man and see. Bend his ear.
Now, hold it just for a second. You just had a story the other day. You got drunk. Oh, we won't mention the name, but you fired off a damn email to someone or a tweet to someone. But you'd gotten a little bit sauced up. So had you
Okay.
So you haven't got on in any social media and gotten sauced up and sent out any belligerent tweets lately, have you?
Not since the last one that came with a little bit of ramifications.
But you never got on. You're not getting on eBay and drinking, are you?
No, I don't. I like my money. I hold on to it. No, words are free.
Words are free. So this idea about you booking for WWE, should I call Vince up? Or do you want to have those drinks and then I'll give you his number?
Yeah. No, let me get a couple under my belt just to calm my nerves.
A little liquid courage.
Yeah. I think better when I've been drinking, so that's probably the best time.
What
to
if you have?
ideas.
Okay, I'm going to back you in this effort. We'll start off. We'll have a couple of drinks of Jack Daniels, and I like Zero Coke myself, and take some Alpha Brain. And then we'll get pen and paper, or pencil and paper rather, like back in the old days. We'll take a look at the current talent roster in WWE and book a territory.
Dude, could you imagine that?
Yeah, I can.
Shit we'd come up with?
Yeah, that's Moolah, my prize silver lab, barking like a motherfucker in the house because she sees a strange vehicle in the driveway. God damn it, it's me, Moolah, shut up! That's what you do when you need to shut a dog up. Of course, she's still barking. Teddy, anything else you want to add before we close off this illustrious edition of the Steve Austin Show?
When's your dog training video going to come out?
Which one? Oh, that one? Yeah. Probably not any time too soon. I'm probably going to make like an e-book.
The old dog whisperer.
the old dog whisperer. Hey, if that guy's a dog whisperer, why can't... Hey, if that guy's the dog whisperer, why does he yell so much? Hey, you ever watch that show by Cesar Millan?
Every once in a while.
What do you think about that dude?
I think he's very talented in working with animals. It's all right.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. I dig Cesar Millan, and my wife watches this show all the time, and I watch some of it too. But this is TV. He ain't teaching them motherfucking dogs all them tricks, lickety-split, like it happens on them episodes. You know how television works, Teddy.
Editing.
It might take, by the time you edit that motherfucker and go back and work with that dumbass dog who's chewing all the shit up or getting crazy every time another dog passes by when a chick's got him on the leash. And it's always the chick that weighs about 75 pounds has decided to get a 250-pound dog. And there's all kinds of headaches, hassles, and horse shit that goes on when she tries to take the goddamn dog for a walk. Or the little bitty fucking dog that weighs 5 pounds, and the only person that can hold it and touch it is the lady.
Yeah.
Every time the kids or the father comes over to pet the little motherfucker, start snapping at them. So Caesar ain't curing these motherfuckers like Joel Osteen over just lickety-split. He ain't waving a magic wand over them. It's going to take a while, Teddy. You've been in the damn dog business for a long time. You just sent Tula off for what, 4 months of training?
Almost 6.
Almost 6 months of training? Why didn't you just send a sumbitch to Cesar Millan? He could train that goddamn dog in 2 days.
Did Joel Osteen do it in 30 minutes?
Yeah, you had to go Osteen on me. He would give him the Morse code with it blinking his eye. It would stand to reason, though, Teddy. He's got to work with these dogs more than the allotted time on the 30-minute episode of The Dog Whisperer.
Absolutely, but that won't sell. Nobody wants to see that. Weeks on end. No.
Why don't they just film it all and run it and fast forward? They could do that.
I guess they could.
Well, with that, that's the end of the story. Hey, I'm going to go in here and take a little cat nap and get ready to go out and... Hey, I'm going to go in here and take a little cat nap, get ready to go out and get in a deer stand. We're coming to you from the Broken Skull Ranch. We've got some good shit coming up here in the next few days. We got the season premiere today, December 4th, on Country Music Television. December 4th, Country Music Television, season premiere of Redneck Island. Filmed it out there in Lake Hartwell, Georgia. It's going to be lots of hijinks and a bunch of bullshit. And, of course, I will be there. When you're ready to buy a car, TrueCar is changing car buying forever. Yes, TrueCar helps car buyers get rid of the fear that they might overpay. Every day, TrueCar users receive negotiation-free guaranteed savings, and TrueCar users save an average of $3,221 off MSRP. When you're ready to buy a car, just follow these 3 easy steps. First, download the TrueCar mobile app or go to TrueCar.com to find out what others paid for the car you want. Then register to see upfront pricing information and lock in your savings. Third step is simple. Take a guaranteed savings certificate to the TrueCar certified dealer for a better, hassle-free car buying experience. Some features not available in all states. With TrueCar, you can save time, save money, and never overpay. To see how much you can save on the car you want, simply download the TrueCar mobile app or visit TrueCar.com today. All right, everybody, it's time for my match of the week, and I found it on the WWE Network for just $9.99 a month. And actually, this is not a match. It's one of the badass programs or videos or features, whatever you want to call them, that you can find on the network. And this one is about the one and only Bobby the Brain Heenan. Now, I just turned on my iPad, I put it on the network, and as soon as I hit the tap to watch button, this thing came up. And I said, hey, man, you don't have to go any further than that. Bobby the Brain Heenan was one of the most charismatic, entertaining figures in the history of professional wrestling. I don't call it sports entertainment when I'm talking by myself. Bobby the Brain Heenan was so smart, so funny, so charismatic, so witty. He could work his ass off. He was just one of those guys who could do it all. So what I'm recommending you watch, if you have the network, is the special on Bobby the Brain Heenan. A one-of-a-kind guy that made me laugh my ass off, and then he'd make me hate him, but God dang, what a talented guy. Check out the special, Bobby the Brain Heenan, on the WWE Network.
This has been a Podcast One production. Download new episodes of The Steve Austin Show every Tuesday at PodcastOne.com. That's PodcastOne.com.
What's better than courtside seats? Free sports on Pluto TV. Hey, sports fans, get all your sports free on Pluto TV. Pluto TV is your home for sports. Watch 24/7 channels of MLB, MLS, MMA, sports news and analysis, plus documentaries, TV shows, and movies, all for free. No signups, no fees, no contracts, ever. Download the free Pluto TV app on any device.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy, Big Brother Jake, a.k.a. Jake Warner. My government name. Check it out. I host a show called the Big Brother Jake Podcast, and I've taken my talents to the biggest and baddest platform on the planet. That's right, baby. PodcastOne. My show is unique as I talk about everything. Life, sports, entertainment, being a single dad juggling several jobs. I'm a hot mess, but it's damn entertaining. Subscribe and review now on Apple Podcasts and listen on PodcastOne or wherever you get your podcasts.